Ever pondered why young hearts are often the ones broken the most? Well, let's dive into the mystery. Picture this, a young woman in her prime, full of life and vitality. She's at the zenith of her value due to her youth and fertility. Now juxtapose this with a young man just starting his journey in life. He's at the dawn of his value, needing time and experience to build his worth through effort and learning. The scales at this point are tipped in favor of the woman. She's at her most desirable, while the man is still a work in progress. And it's this juxtaposition that's the core of many a young heartbreak. The woman, at her peak, may not see the value in a man who's still finding his footing. And it's this very difference that often leads to heartbreak. One may wonder, does this difference in value contribute to the dynamics of young relationships? Let's delve into that. The inherent value of youth, particularly in women, often plays a significant role in how relationships are formed and maintained. This value is not just about physical attractiveness, but also the potential for fertility, which, whether consciously or subconsciously, factors into the equation. Being at their peak value, young women are in a unique position where they can afford to be selective, to sift through potential partners until they find one that meets their standards. This, unfortunately, can lead to several men experiencing heartbreak. It's not a malicious act, but rather a byproduct of the power youth holds in the dating world. This power can be intoxicating but also daunting, as it carries a great deal of responsibility. It's a balancing act, a dance of sorts. In the realm of love, the power of youth can be a double-edged sword. But what happens when the tables turn? As the threads of time weave their intricate patterns, a subtle shift begins to take place. Men who may have started their journey with seemingly less value have been diligently building upon it. Through effort, learning, and experience, they've been adding bricks to their value structure, brick by brick, day by day. And then there's a tipping point, a moment when their value begins to peak. It's like watching a skyscraper rise, each level representing years of hard work and determination. Meanwhile, women's value, heavily tied to youth and fertility, begins to gently slope downward. This isn't a harsh descent, but an inevitable dip in the graph of life. The dynamic of value, once heavily skewed, starts to balance out. It's a dance of time, a ballet of life's stages. And it's in this dance that we see the balance of power shifting. As the sands of time shift, so does the balance of power. Could it be then that heartbreak is a necessary part of the journey? Imagine a world without pain, without struggle, without heartbreak. It might seem idyllic, but in truth, it's through these trials that we truly grow. For men, heartbreak is no exception. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's often through this bitter medicine that they learn some of life's most valuable lessons. When a young man faces heartbreak, he's faced with a harsh reality. That love, like life, isn't always fair. That sometimes, despite our best efforts, we can't control the outcome. It's a sobering fact, but one that ultimately helps to build resilience. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is an invaluable trait. It's what helps us dust ourselves off after a fall, to rise again after defeat. It's this resilience that heartbreak helps to forge. Each heartbreak, each disappointment is another layer added to the armor of resilience. Beyond resilience, heartbreak also shapes character. It teaches humility, empathy, and patience. It exposes our vulnerabilities, our insecurities, and our fears. It forces us to confront these aspects of ourselves, to work on them, and to grow. It's through heartbreak that men learn to appreciate the depth of their emotions, to understand the value of vulnerability, and to strive for emotional maturity. Lastly, heartbreak helps men build their value. Not the superficial kind, but the kind that's rooted in character, resilience, and emotional intelligence. It's through these experiences that men learn to respect and appreciate the complexities of relationships, to value the importance of emotional connection, and to strive for a deeper understanding of themselves and others. In the grand scheme of things, perhaps heartbreak isn't a tragedy, but a stepping stone to growth. It's through this journey of pain and healing that men develop the qualities that make them not just valuable partners, but valuable individuals. So, while heartbreak may be painful, it's also a catalyst for growth, a teacher of resilience, and a builder of character. In the grand scheme of things, perhaps heartbreak isn't a tragedy, but a stepping stone to growth.